I'm Morgan Rector, and I'm here with Raymond Hazen Jr. And we're going to start by going into the C section of the dictionary. So, how about three entries from that part of the book?
Did you say how many entries?
How about three?
Three? Okay, there's looks like there's only two. And
Two
then
for C.
maybe yeah, and then a little poem under each one.
Okay,
But
we'll just do the two then. I guess that'd be fine.
all
Yeah.
right, sounds good. The first one is shit cake.
Yeah.
A cake with the appearance of a tasty dessert, but in reality is made of shit and is all and in all other important ways is nothing more than a pile of shit in cake clothing.
So, what is this supposed to be? Something in life where it seems like a good deal, but actually you kind of fuck yourself in the long run?
Yeah, yeah, you didn't get a piece of cake, you got a piece of shit cake, like you thought you got a good deal, like you buy yourself a car, it turns out to be a lemon. You thought you got a piece of cake deal, but it's a piece of shit cake.
Oh, okay. See, I was thinking like maybe this means like trying some kind of drug and then you become addicted to it and you find out what made you feel good at first eventually just kind of ruins your life. But
Well, it literally does say a cake with the appearance of a tasty dessert, but in reality, so maybe it's just like a really shitty tasting cake.
it could be, yeah, maybe it's literal. Yeah.
Yeah, a shit cake.
It's
This
not
is a
it's not
shitty
like
cake.
it's not like J Rock's mom's pound cake. This
No.
is shit. What was it? There was
Uh,
this movie. Was it not The Butler? But it was this movie where it was about these maids, the help. That's what it was. And toward the end of the movie, it turned out that this white woman had been tricked into eating a chocolate pie and it had shit inside of it. Did you ever see that?
I think I know what movie you're talking about, but I
Yeah,
don't
it's called The
remember.
Help. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that part, but oh, that's
Yeah, I
horrible.
guess if you put enough sugar and stuff in there, you could probably disguise that flavor. Have you
All
ever
right,
played any
but
food related pranks on people like that? Where, like, did you ever work in fast food and piss in the grease? Or,
no, no, no. I never did that in restaurants. I did go to culinary school and work in that field for many years, and I took that stuff pretty seriously. But I mean, I've done, you know, like little pranks with people I know, like you put a little Visine in somebody's drink and they wind up shitting themselves and stuff and throwing up.
Visine?
Yeah, Visine will make it's like a diet. It could just flush you right out, man.
I didn't know it
And
was a laxative too.
yeah, yeah. And let's see here. You can. I've had buddies that don't like spices, so you overspice the food, so they get all hot and sweaty and get
Oh,
pissed
so
off.
have you and your friends from JD's Firehouse, have you guys done that as a prank where you slipped in something hot to someone who doesn't like spicy foods?
I haven't done it with Jason, but yeah, I have in the past. I once had a buddy passed out, and we shoved a whipped cream canister in his ass cheeks, basically, and filled his ass with whipped cream.
Holy shit, what effect did that have? Was that
Oh, it
unpleasant?
pissed him. Oh yeah, it pissed him off, man. He came up flying, and everyone like just took off running. And next, you can see him in the kitchen with handfuls of paper towels, wiping his ass, trying to clean up the whipped cream.
You said he was passed out drunk. Was that?
Oh yeah, yeah. He was passed out on the couch in his underwear, big fat guy. So I mean, I couldn't resist but fuck with him.
That
Couldn't
reminds me of
resist.
something that Dave Chappelle said. He said, if you get drunk with white people, don't pass out around them because they'll do some borderline gay shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Fred
We'll
got
fuck with
drunk. We
you.
stuck a carrot up his ass.
I remember that joke. That was good.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, there's a little poem under shit cake. Check this out. It's real short. Sometimes it's covered with sprinkles or tasty chocolate flakes. Sometimes vanilla ice cream, but it's still the old shit cake. It tastes like shit and smells like shit.
Yeah.
Uh, that's uh, that's from Eva Shit Braun.
Well, Randy would probably fall for it because he just
Yeah.
because he eats everything. Right, well, with him, I guess you'd have to maybe bake the shit into a cheeseburger instead. Make some fresh ground beef.
The shit burger.
Speaking of which, any restaurants you ever worked at that served burgers, did any of them ever actually like hand mold real like hamburger patties from actual
Oh yeah.
ground beef? Because most of them just seem to make the frozen box burgers.
Yeah, a lot of places do that. But no, I've worked at restaurants where we actually ground our own chuck and put, mold burgers and all that. Yeah, for sure. And sausages and all kinds of things.
And you put them on the grill instead of just frying it.
Mm-hmm. Right on the grill. Oh yeah, I was a grill cook for years. That's what I do. Burgers and steaks on the grill.
Yeah.
Chicken,
See,
portobello mushrooms.
Burger King likes to brag about that, but they serve the frozen box burgers, I could tell.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely. I don't know many fast food that's actually legit. I think In-N-Out might be. We have In-N-Out down here, and they might be like real burger.
Well, one American place I like is White Castle, but you can definitely tell that's factory made shit.
Yeah,
Couldn't be more honest.
we don't even have it down here on the West Coast. Like, I mean, you can get them boxed in the stores, White Castle, and what's the other one? Crystal Burgers. Like, we don't have those restaurants here. You can only
Really?
get them you can only get them in the frozen food section. So I've literally never had a real White Castle from a restaurant. I've only had them in the box. But you go to the East Coast and like over where you guys are at and all that, then yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah, you see, what I want to try on the West Coast is the Mexican food. I imagine it must be much better there than it is anywhere else.
I can't confirm that because I've never been anywhere, but yeah, we got some really good Mexican food here. I'll tell you that. Really good place. There's a place in Napa called Tacos La Playita, and real authentic, Mexican owned, Mexican run. Man, they still grill the green onions and give you the radishes with everything. Oh, dude,
Is it
so
still?
good.
Do they put a tortilla underneath the taco so that you can make another taco when
Oh yeah,
you do
for
it?
sure.
Yeah, somebody made this joke about Mexican cuisine where basically same ingredients with every meal, you just fold it a different way. Uh, have you watched that show Narcos on Netflix?
No, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting because there's a scene where like there's like a big family event, maybe it was a wedding or something, and they were actually eating nachos, and I was like, wait a minute, that's a traditional part of Mexican cuisine. I didn't know that, but they actually, I guess Mexican housewives actually make their own nachos, do they?
I mean, I would imagine so.
Hmm. So what is it? What is it you do? You just grind up corn or something like that, and you bake it, or
Well, I'm not sure how. I mean, I know that to make flour, like you get there's a tortilla press that you can use, and you have to press it with a press. Like if you don't use a certain type of press, like you can't really make tortillas. I've made them by hand without them, and they don't really work. They almost fall apart, like always. I've never made corn tortillas, so I'm not really sure. I would assume it's the same type of process, um, with just basically grinding them up, getting to a meal, a little paste, and then you press it enough to and then yeah, usually you fry them to make the chips. You would like cut them up and fry them, and that would make tortilla chips, and you would use corn for that for sure. I don't think I've ever really seen
yeah,
flour chips.
yeah, I'm sure it must be much better homemade than it is if it's Tostitos or something like that.
Yeah, my second cousin, is my dad's cousin. His wife was a Mexican lady, and she made authentic food all the time. Pozole, menudo, like all. Oh, dude,
Oh, that'd
shit,
be amazing.
shit was on fire. I mean, I haven't seen them in like 20 years or whatever. It's been a long time, but growing up, we used to all get together and stuff all the time, family get-togethers and things like that. And so at least a couple times a year, she was coming over and cooking, dude. And it was, oh God, man.
That kid Ethan, who's in some of those JD Spyros videos, is he Mexican?
I don't know. I don't
Because he
really.
looks like he is.
I don't know if I know that kid. Like, I don't recognize him. So it must just be somebody that Jason's met over the years or friend of his daughter or sons or
Because that kid seems to have the
kid in
least
the
ability to
neighborhood.
tolerate that stuff. He's the one who reacts the strongest. Like when there was this big black chip and it's supposed to be really spicy, and he couldn't bring himself to do it. And whereas
I've heard
Jason,
of that chip.
yeah,
I do that. I do it. Oh,
yeah,
so we've made arrangements. It's confirmed. So next Thursday, the
next thir-
next Thursday the 25th, I'm going down there. So we'll probably be recording that night.
Well, I
And
wish you guys would still consider my jackass challenge is to drink a whole bottle of hot sauce, swish it around, gargle it, and then swallow it. I know
see,
it's
I mean, I might try the chugging it, but the swishing around and gargling stuff, that's a bit much. Like, even if it's not too hot, like that just makes me sound like I'd want to throw up. Like that's just,
yeah.
you know,
Think it
a
think it
mouthful of
might
fucking hot sauce, bro.
think you might sustain a real injury from that.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I
Oh
don't want anyone to
fuck!
get ulcers in their mouth or anything, but
Oh,
yeah.
guess what I just found? I'm excited. I forgot all about this. I got a half of a cannabis infused peanut butter cookie from the weed store the other day, and I forgot that I still have half of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Ugh. We're gonna eat this shit right now.
It'd be
Anywho,
cool if Ricky's Drugs store, if that existed. That looked like a really good store.
yeah, that's what I call it up here, the drug store. Just the weed
Yeah.
store, you know.
Have you ever had the beverages?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm.
Yeah. How
Oh,
effective are they? Is that a good high?
they're all right. I mean, they got cheap ones for, in the dollars range, like $7, $8, things like that. They are okay. And then they got these ones that are like 25, $30 or something like that. And I mean, those you feel a bit more. You feel a little stoned off those. But it's
Hmm.
usually so hard for me to gauge when edibles work for me because like I smoke so much weed normally
Yeah.
that I really am not sure. I just feel more stoned. That's all it is.
So what's the
Oh wait.
process? You pour like scalding hot water over weed that's been placed in like a colander or some other kind of straining tool, and then that goes down into butter, right? Is that how it works?
Oh well, like the way I make butter is just in the crock pot.
Oh,
You
the
know.
crock pot. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think I've told you this before. I'm
I
not
think you
sure.
may have mentioned it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You just get the weed. You can grind it up or whatever. Then you fill your crock pot with it, and then you need as much butter there is. I mean, so usually you start with the butter. Just put as much butter in there as you can, let it melt, and then you put enough weed in there just to where it's covered. You don't want any sticking off the top. And then you just put that shit on as low as you can and let it sit for like 8 hours or so and simmer and give it a little stir every once in a while. And then when you strain that out, so you get all the chunks of leaf and stuff out of there, all that butter liquid goo that that comes out, that's cannabis butter. And you just let that stuff chill in the fridge. A lot of people like to decarboxylate their weed first, which is really good too if you can do it right. Where you do that in the oven, like on a really, 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 really low, like 140 degrees, 160 degrees if you can for like 20 minutes. And it helps to open the crystal pores and start to release the THC goo from the inside, all the good lifeblood of the weed. And then that helps you make some really good butter too. But you got to be careful because you can totally burn it and cook that shit off because if you overheat, because that's what takes THC to work. Like you have to add heat
Yeah.
to the THC for it to actually activate to get you stoned. That's why we smoke it and things.
So
But yeah, go.
put it on like the lowest heat. Is that what you do, or you put it on the highest?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, low, always low, always low, always low. Low and slow, baby, low and slow.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah.
So speaking of Ricky, uh, I think like if he understood the internet, which he doesn't apparently. It's funny because Trailer Park Boys, they seem to be behind in terms of technology. Like like Bubbles had like one of those old school cell phones with a big rubber antenna, and it was like 2008 or something. But
Yeah.
it seems like Ricky would totally take to Facebook Marketplace with Ricky's was it no Garbage Land.
Garbage land. Yeah.
Yeah, Would
And
you? He had the TV that he threw on the ground, and
then he
um,
also had Ricky's used shit.
Ricky's used shit. Yeah. It, so, so you started up like raffles like that where you took used things and
Yeah, yeah. Used things I'd find in garages. Sometimes things you'd 5 finger discount from somewhere or whatever. No, but then you just get a roll of raffle tickets, and it's usually best if you can set up by like the fairgrounds or like when the flea market's going on or something, because then no one really asks questions. But otherwise, you just find a spot somewhere on the side of the road, somewhere no one's looking. You set up, and as long as you got like a table with like a sign that says some sort of foundation or whatever, or like don't charity thing, and you put one of them canopy tarp tent, that you can stand up, that you can buy at like Walmart's or whatever, and you can just put over you. You look official, man, and you just sit, whatever you got, like a little TV or one of the best ones I did was the George Foreman grill. This was amazing. I got a George Foreman grill, brand new, from the thrift, wasn't the thrift store. It was like a Salvation Army or something like that. One of them knockoff shops, and it was only like $15 before taxes. And we went and set up and sold raffle tickets, $2 a piece, 3 for $5. And I'm telling you, I made almost $1,000 off that stupid fucking George Foreman grill. And yeah, we raffled it off, gave that shit away. Have a good day, everybody.
so how much were you said the tickets were like $2 each?
$2 a piece, 3 for $5. People were buying 5, 10 tickets. I mean, you're getting 3 for $5, Shit, here's
Wow.
$10, here's $20, Uh, because they weren't realizing that I got this thing for like, it was like, it was less than 20 after taxes, And I mean, this was years ago. I don't remember exactly how much I spent, but it was less than $20. And then I think we ended up getting like 700 and something bucks when it was all said and done.
Holy shit. Well, there's this new business that I've seen advertised on my Facebook feed where they're Amazon packages that nobody collected. I don't know what happened to them, but they just were not never collected, and somebody's gotten a hold of them. The only thing is like it's shit that's like clever but not really necessary, like just some kind of cute little lamp or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's this whole business around it where yeah, so maybe you could do a raffle of that too because they're all marked down these items.
Mm, not bad.
Yeah. So we haven't done the raffle thing in a while.
Oh no, long time. Yeah, I haven't really been doing much of that type of stuff in some time.
Yeah, the pandemic too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard to approach people and try to get them to give you money for things when everyone thinks you got the plague.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, I'm actually getting inoculated. I'm very lucky in that regard because my mother I'm caring for my mother and we live in a seniors building and seniors are getting it first.
Hmm.
So yeah, because I'm on the lease here, I'm getting it. Well, it's one of two vaccinations, so it's one of those ones where you have to get it in stages. But yeah, I'm fortunate in that regard.
Right, right.
So I can shove something in people's faces when they ask me where my mask is. So that'll be
Yeah.
nice.
uh, oh, dude, I got my stimulus check the other day.
Oh yeah, how much did you get?
1,400.
1,400. That's nice.
Yeah, I bought an inflatable hot tub and a PlayStation VR.
Yeah, really? Yeah.
Yeah, really. And then I bought a drone for my son's birthday. I hope he doesn't hear this. He shouldn't be listening to this show. He's not old enough yet.
Yeah.
Dad cusses too much. But anyway, I bought him a drone for his birthday too. That's what old Uncle Biden, Grandpa Biden gave me.
Well, the whole thing's taking our lives away, so why not enjoy yourself?
Right?
Right, yeah.
My buddy tells me, he goes, dude, how fucking white trash are you? You get some government money and you go buy an inflatable hot tub.
Like a hot tub.
Right? Uh,
So how does that work? You just blow it up and then pour water in it? Is there like
yeah,
you
yeah,
have jets,
no.
right?
Yeah, it's totally cool. It comes with a pump and everything, and you use the pump and it inflates it all up, and then you fill it with water with the hose, and then I mean it's got the filter, it's got the little thing you put the chlorine pellets in, so it keeps it clean, and it's like a regular hot tub, but it's portable and it's inflatable and deflatable, and I mean as long as you got a power source, like if we had a generator, bro, we could go camp and set that shit up out in the middle of the freaking campsite and have a hot tub out there camping, you know? Like
You know what
it's
would really suck
pretty
would be
sweet.
it'd be suck to be in one of those things with like a girl you're attracted to but who's not into you, like because those things make you want to fuck, right? Don't you find that? Something about warm water,
Yeah.
be a real
Yeah.
drag if she just was someone that is not into you, you know?
Uh well, you just gotta yeah, man, that is a tough situation.
I guess you got to give her some wine or something first.
Yeah, you know, you got to give her something to want, dude. You got to make her want you. You got to act like
Yeah,
you don't give a shit. Start
get her
talking about her.
drunk. Yeah,
Start talking about her sister.
yeah, right. Get her drunk. Yeah, that's what you do. Well, I've always had this theory, like, say you know a bunch of chicks and you want them to be attracted to you, but they're not. Hire like a real escort, but go to like a party or something, and have her act like she's your girlfriend, because there is something about
Hmm.
the opinions of other women that makes them more attracted to you. Like,
Well,
if you're in a
it,
relationship, suddenly you're more appealing to women. You know?
well, there was a psychological study once that stated on that was because if you're single, no one wants you. So if no one wants you, why should she want you?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
if you're taken, then you're wanted, so there's something good about you. Because it goes along with that old saying, like only, why are all the good guys taken and things like that.
married or gay. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. I say
yeah.
no, they're not.
The
I'm
gay
right
one
here.
makes no sense. The gay one makes no sense. Like, why are you going to be attracted to someone who thinks your vagina is disgusting? You know, retarded. Well, it's like I made this meme where this was a picture of a woman. She's saying, "I want a man who would never cheat on me, like the married man I'm flirting with." Yeah, you know.
Oh man.
See, see, it's hard for married guys not to cheat because they got a lot of women hitting on them, and his wife may be giving him shit. She may have turned into a pain in the ass, and meanwhile he's got these other women treating him much better.
Yep, that is true. When you're vying for someone's affection and attention, you definitely treat them nicer than once you've got it. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
that is for sure.
Marrying them is probably the worst thing you can do.
I was once told marriage ruins good relationships.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, yeah. It's well, it's weird because I once knew this girl who I knew her before and after she got married, and after she got married, she let her like it was almost instantaneously. She let herself go. She wasn't very friendly anymore. Like you couldn't talk to her. It was like night and day. So some people just don't give a shit.
Very true. Very true.
So I'm gonna go into the life of Rob Wells now. His birthday is actually coming up. It's on the 20th. So
Is it?
that's just over a week from now. So that makes him, he's going to be 50 this year. So he's from Moncton, New Brunswick. I actually lived there for a year and a half. So that's a cool city. And let me see. So his early life, yeah, he was born in Moncton, but he moved to Dartmouth, Nova Scotia when he was 8 years old. That'd be 1979. He's apparently a distant cousin of the former Prime Minister of Canada, Stephen Harper. So that's part of his lineage. So yeah, they were in a movie called Virginia's Run. Have you seen that? He and
No.
he and John Paul Tremblay. Actually, it's funny because I think the characters were actually named after them, and they were kind of modeled after their characters in Trailer Park Boys too. Yeah.
I'm looking that up right now. Virginia's Run.
Did you see Boondock Saints too?
Yes, yes, I've
He,
seen that.
he was in that. Do you remember him being in there?
You know what? I do vaguely, yes. Uh, it's been some years since I've seen it, but I think I do remember that. Virginia's Run is a 2002 Canadian American independent coming of age drama film directed by Peter Markle and starring blah blah blah. Okay, it doesn't say his name, so it was a smaller role, I guess. But Virginia's Run, here it is. Well, I might have to check that out.
It mentioned the Drunken on Drugs Happy Fun Time Hour. I
Oh,
found
I
that
love that.
I found it hard to follow though. It's like everything's happening so fast and playing all these characters. So, yeah, it's
I loved it. I loved it because it gave us like a chance to see their, different abilities to play different characters. Because like I've only ever seen Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles up until this point,
yeah,
and when I first saw it, I mean, it was before season 8, before Netflix ever picked it up. I saw Drunken on Drugs Happy Fun Time Hour years ago, and so I mean, it was fun. So I mean, it's always got a little special place in my heart, you know. I got a kick out of they got to just stay away from all the blue stuff because the blue stuff's hallucinogens, and every time they eat the hallucinogens, they get off, everything gets fucky, and
yeah,
and they're looking for a damn deer.
yeah.
That shit cracked me up.
It's interesting that his name is spelled with two B's. I've never seen that before, but that's apparently the correct spelling because he was in Hobo with a Shotgun. They spelled his name with one B, and apparently that's incorrect. So,
Is it? I didn't
yeah.
realize that.
In August 2011, he made a cameo appearance in the independent film Jackhammer, which was shot in Victoria, British Columbia. Have you seen that one?
No, I have not. Jackhammer.
Yeah,
Hey, I wonder if it's because Robbie is spelled with two B's, and
maybe,
he was probably a Robbie growing up and just went by Rob
possibly. Yeah,
as he
or
got older.
maybe just to keep his anonymity to some extent.
Yeah.
Um, so this I didn't realize. I've seen like most of the series Archer, and I remember there being this episode about these radical Nova Scotian separatists, and I didn't know that one of them was Rob Wells at the time. I don't know if I was a big Trailer Park Boys fan or not, but yeah, I wasn't aware that he was the one who voiced one of those characters. But I do remember seeing that. Let me see. They also have done, yeah, they had voiceover roles in that episode. John Paul Tremblay and Mike Smith. Rob Wells was also in a horror movie called Would You Rather. Did you see that?
No, but I feel like I've heard of that.
I know I've heard the title. It sounds familiar.
Yeah.
He, along with Tremblay and Smith, of course, they did the third Trailer Park Boys film. Came out in 2014. What else did they do? It'd be great if they made
Was
another
it
movie,
Goon?
but is the Goon? I
No,
don't know.
Goon. I think it's Goon. It's got Stifler from American Pie, and he's a hockey player. And I think they played these radio personalities. I'm trying to remember what movie it was. There's another movie though. Like,
Yeah, he's probably done a bunch of movies that aren't mentioned here on. Oh yeah, you're right. Well, I do see Goon.
okay, so that
It
is
says
it. Yeah,
production assistant number one, but
yeah.
it's
There's a scene where Goon Stifler, what's his name, William Scott or whatever his name is, but he's a hockey player, and they call him a goon because he's like a fighter, and so he just fights everybody. And he's on this TV show being interviewed by these guys, and well, it happens to be the Trailer Park Boys. But they're not playing, Ricky, Julian, Bubbles. They're playing these, radio personality guys, and it's pretty funny. If no one's seen Goon, you guys should watch. It's a good movie, but there's a lot of cussing and some sexual references, a lot of fighting, but it's good. There's actually two of them, but yeah, they're in that movie too.
yeah. There's something very Nova Scotian about the character of Ricky. There are a lot of loose cannon guys like him down there, and actually, I think a lot of them are named Ricky. That's from what I vaguely recall. But yeah, just like I have this when I lived in Moncton, I remember the Maritimes. They're just really hardcore working class people, a lot of very angry folks, and a lot of hard drinking people. And at one time when I was living in Moncton, I went to this public pool, and these guys got into like a squabble. It almost got into a fist fight. And at one point, One guy said, "I'm going to go home and get my butcher knife," and I don't know if he really would have killed him, but there are a lot of really pissed off people down there. A lot of the women are really hardcore too. Like,
Oh, I know a lot of hardcore women too.
have you found living in trailer parks like there's a lot of fist fights, a lot of that kind of interpersonal violence?
Oh yeah, dude. No better way to sell your differences than knuckling up.
Yeah. Did any of the women get into fights? Did you find?
Oh yeah, no. I've seen more chick fights than dude fights over the years. Mostly, I mean, I know plenty of chicks that'll sock a dude in the face too, quick.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's an interesting phenomenon in the Maritimes I call the butch heterosexual women, where you'll meet a chick and you'll think she must be a lesbian. She has to be a lesbian, and yet a lot of them are not. They're just these
Yeah.
very masculine girls. Like this girl I went to elementary school named her name is Vanessa, and I figured she probably is a lesbian and she's probably come out by now. And I looked her up on Facebook, and she isn't. She has a boyfriend. It's just really odd, but there's some, yeah, really masculine, animus dominant women down there. Did you ever meet a lot of them in the trailer parks, like
Oh,
tough
yeah, oh
chick?
yeah, I mean, a lot of them usually grew up with brothers, and they played ball, and tomboys is what we call them around here. Uh, they're girls, they like boys, but they're like one of the guys for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. You cheat on them and they'll kick your ass, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Have you dated any of those chicks?
Repeatedly. Oh yeah, I mean, I've dated all kinds of chicks. Uh, but yeah, a few. I don't know. I've always been personally a little more into girly girls. I don't know why. It's weird. Like, I don't know. I like chicks with tattoos. I do like that. I'm covered in tattoos. I like tattoos. But I like girls that like girl things. I'm a guy. If I wanted to date someone that thinks exactly like me, I'd date my best friend.
Yeah, exactly.
But I
Yeah,
don't date him because I don't like wiener. I hope that
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
mean I'm homophobic. Excuse me, everybody. I just don't like penis.
yeah, yeah.
I've seen what dude buttholes look like in prison. Trust me, they're all disgusting. Like, I don't want to bang that.
But did they all not?
I've been to the shower, in the joint. Like, trust me, you see buttholes.
Did they not clean themselves so well in prison?
Well, I mean, you're in the shower, you're cleaning. It's just a hairy guy butthole. Like, it's not hot.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I like boobs and hips and sexy butthole. Girls got prettier buttholes than guys. Why am I talking about buttholes? This is fucking weird,
Well,
dude.
you're
Let's
probably
move on.
they're probably cleaner.
For
That's
sure.
probably true.
For sure. Well, I hope, you know, I hope everyone's
Well,
got a clean butthole out there.
well, a lot of guys' idea of cleaning their butthole will be just kind of scratching it through their
What about the
pants.
ones that bleach it, dude? Have you heard about that? The ones that bleach their butthole?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I don't know.
I don't know anyone that has, but I've totally heard of it. Like, I guess to make it not so dark or something. I don't know. That just seems crazy to me.
Yeah, or to have it just kind of plucked out, all the hairs plucked out. That'd be
I want
pain.
to know what kind of medical school do you have to go to, or cosmetic school, to become the butthole bleacher?
Well, I
Like,
guess if you do bikini waxes, you could do that,
okay, okay. I was
which
say, like,
also must be
does
painful.
like
But
Dr. Bob have that on his fucking business card? Dr. Bob, butthole bleacher.
yeah, yeah. Well, if you ever saw any like vintage porn, I've seen porn from the 70s, and so whenever I see some kind of film or TV show that was made in the 70s, even if it's not pornographic, I always think there's a lot of fucking pubic hair in this scene.
Well, you do know how to tell that a porno was made in the 70s, right?
Yeah, it's that. It's the
Well,
fucking
well, well, the guy's dick has sideburns.
yeah, right. Yeah, clown pubes. Yeah.
Uh,
Well, the new standard for men, and well, I guess for everybody in porn, is just these hairless bodies, just no hair anywhere.
None whatsoever. Yeah, which is okay, I guess. Cool, whatever. But I don't. I miss the days of, like, just the little patch,
Yeah, I guess so.
because it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, straight bald is just, I don't know. It's just, something about it that kind of, I don't know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like to know I'm with a woman, you know, like a
Yeah.
grown up, someone who's been through puberty, you know, like.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes you wonder what the fantasy behind the bald thing.
Right, right.
I've been watching that documentary series, Dylan versus Pharaoh. So yeah,
How
I can.
is that?
It's pretty good. It's some of it's kind of disturbing. Um, I mean, it really seems like he probably did do it. I mean, it's all anecdotal evidence, but it's interesting because the thing is, I've watched a few of his movies, and there really is a preoccupation with the older man and the very young girl. Like in this one
Hmm.
movie, Manhattan, the girl's 17, and then in other movies, they're usually about 18 thereabouts. And it's like people have been saying he's been grooming his audience into seeing this as normal. And he did start banging his adopted daughter and married her eventually. So I think you probably could be a pederast.
I think so. I mean, your adopted daughter, that's kind of stepping over like 12 lines right there.
Yeah. And his movies are overrated too. Like I was watching Manhattan Murder Mystery one day, and at one point I just felt a little bored. I just kind of that kind of
Yeah.
took me out of it, and I just thought this movie's not that great, and yet that's one of his most highly rated movies. So it's just for like Manhattan intellectuals. They're not movies that make like $500 million at the box office. You know, the critics bitch and complain about how the superhero movies make all the money, but I think most people who go to the movies they just want to have fun, right?
Yeah. You go for the experience. See, I mean, maybe not everybody. Some people go for, and they just want to look for a reason to bitch about it. But I can go to a pretty good movie, and if it's a nice theater and I have good service and they have great snacks and some awesome arcades or something that I can play for a minute, like the whole thing is what I'm paying for, the whole experience, you know. So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, well, one of the coolest film experiences I ever had in a theater was 4K. It was for The Last Jedi. So like the spaceships are flying around, and your seats going back and forth, and
Nice.
in a scene where it was raining, actual like drops of liquid came down from the ceiling. Like it was pretty cool. It was 3D. I mean, three
Wow.
dimensional, but 4D of course was all the other stuff, and so that was neat. Um, but yeah, it was really expensive though. I think it might have been like $40, but it was worth it, I would say. I mean, I've seen movies that charged a lot of money and didn't have all that stuff. So
Yeah, I've seen a lot of cool. I've been in tons of 3D movies, and uh, I did. Um, Oh, I remember years ago I did this virtual experience at Universal Studios. It was called Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, and that was pretty cool, man. Like you go in, you sit in the seat, and it's like the movie like it's the screen, but it's in 3D and it's like total really good 3D. But Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but the ray spins around and looks out the camera and it shrinks the audience, and then we shrink down. And then they do all this type of stuff. Like there's a scene where the dog comes up and like is sniffing at us and like he sneezes and they had these little like misters on the back of the chairs in front of you. And so when the dog sneezed, like everyone gets blasted a little, like it felt like you got sneezed on, dude. Like it was a
yeah,
trip. And like, they had air blow in every time, like something like when the bee comes flying down, like you can feel the wind blowing down on you, like there's something flying like a helicopter right above you and shit. Like it was a trip. And
no, that does sound cool.
yeah, it was real cool. It was real cool.
Did you go see the Star Wars thing that they set up at Disneyland or Universal Studios?
No, no, I didn't get a chance to do that one.
Oh yeah,
I
that one
wish.
sounded cool. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it all consists of. You know what would be cool? Actually, Trailer Park Boys movies in 3D. See Bubbles glasses coming at you in 3D.
You feel like the liquor bottles from the bottle kids can come right out of the TV right at us.
Yeah, right. Or
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Ricky's weed smoke like coming right at your face.
Yeah, every time they're smoking, it can just like have like waft out the bottom of the screen like it's fog.
Yeah, right. There's all kinds of shit you could do. Yeah,
Okay.
Julian's drink like comes through the screen. You feel like you can take a sip from it.
Right? Oh man.
So so would you ever be Ricky's friend in real life? Because it's funny because
Oh,
as a fan you
in
think
a heartbeat.
because he's so volatile and he could turn violent or belligerent and he'd be a
Oh,
lot to handle. He's high maintenance.
it's okay. In a heartbeat. So can I be. I'm the same way. I know plenty of other people. It's like maybe not to such a full degree or scale because it is an embellished character, but yeah, I wouldn't mind at all, and I wouldn't mind his fuckery, and I wouldn't mind if we got in trouble. And honestly, if I went to jail with Ricky, I know we'd have a good time.
So if he thinks you kidnapped his daughter's chicken and starts tearing your home apart, you're gonna be okay with it.
Well, I mean, no, but I feel like I would be able to talk him out of it. But
Hmm.
I believe Ricky would know that I wouldn't steal his daughter's chicken. I'd be helping him find whoever stole the fucking chicken.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, hey, so I was listening to the an episode the other day of the Roach Approach, and this guy calls in. It was on the Friday episode. This guy calls in, and do you remember a while back when we were talking about accents?
I think
You're
so. Yeah.
okay, yeah. Well, this guy called in, and I already know that Nova Scotia is pretty East Coast. Well, they said that this guy is even further East Coast. He was from I wrote it down. Excuse me, Port Oxbury.
Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. Yeah.
Yeah. Holy cow, that guy's accent was Canadian. I mean,
Yeah.
it was yeah. So that one jumped. I was like, holy cow, that's one heck of an accent. I liked it.
But are you familiar with Bob and Doug McKenzie from SCTV?
No, I don't think
Oh,
so.
okay. Yeah, okay. If yeah, well, won't cite those as an example, but yeah, there are a lot of very stereotypical Canadian people down there, down east. Like, and I here in Ontario, well, not in Toronto, maybe more in the boonies, like yeah, in the smaller towns. But yeah, Nova Scotia is very Canadian. There's no doubt about it. Though there are some pockets of some French people, the Acadians, and actually, I don't think a lot of Americans are aware of this, but the Cajun people of Louisiana, they actually descend from Eastern Canada, the Acadians. Some of them went down there, and a Cajun was kind of I don't know, mutation of the word Acadian. So that's where actually a lot of them
Oh,
are from, and a lot of them do speak French. So the Cajun French is a
yeah,
very
yeah.
distinct form, but yeah, and then also in
Is
Cape.
is that is that like over like Quebec area? Because I know
Uh,
Quebec speaks a lot of French.
well, most of the Acadians live in actually New Brunswick, but yeah,
Okay.
there's some in Nova Scotia. I think there might be a few in Prince Edward Island. And they have their very own way of speaking French. It's distinctive from the others. Yeah, and then and there are parts of Nova Scotia, mostly in Cape Breton, where some people speak Gaelic, the old Irish language, and
Hmm.
it's not a huge number, but there are a lot of people there who keep the old Celtic traditions going, like men wearing kilts at the weddings and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's kind of the cultural diaspora of Nova Scotia.
Nice. I want to come up there so bad.
Well,
I want to go visit.
if I make good on my trailer park idea, you can come and stay there. That I had these plans where there would be like empty trailers for guests. So
Nice.
if you wanted to visit
Well,
or
I got these plans and these ideas where I'm thinking about looking at getting a passport and maybe someday taking a trip up that way to Nova Scotia area and documenting it, filming it and making a little something that we could put out or something, because
yeah, that
I've never been anywhere. I've been to Oregon, I've been to Nevada. That's it. I've never left this little corner of the world that California's in. And there's no place in the world I'd rather go than up there. Like there really isn't. I just want to go visit. I want to go see a King of Donair. I want to go
oh
maybe
yeah.
see where they filmed some stuff. Maybe get a chance to go see that wall that Mr. Leahy built. That John built. Like all that type of stuff. And I thought it'd be fun. Who knows? Document a little trip. It'd be cool. I mean, I mean, I know I'm going to get a little fucked up along the way. I already know.
Well, you could do plenty
So
of that down there. They like their booze, that's for sure.
yeah. So
They even have their
that'd be
own
fun.
brands of beer down there. So
You know, maybe I'll take a train or something, so that way I can have a little more freedom to do stuff.
yeah, the train goes down there. Like just in the well, it goes to like Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, but not to Prince Edward Island. That has a bridge. In Newfoundland, you have to take a boat there or fly there. But yeah, Nova Scotia, it's a very hospitable place. And yeah, you got to try the Donair, the Halifax Donair, that's for sure.
Might, if it ever happens, you might have to meet me and show me around, dude.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
That'd
What's
be
interesting, Halifax's landscape is a lot like San
yeah.
Francisco. Most of it's on a hill. So it's
Okay.
the
So
Halifax
I'd
drive.
feel right at home then.
If you drive, you have to make sure your brakes are in good order because that could be disastrous, especially in winter time.
Yeah.
Have you spent much time in San Francisco?
Oh yeah, yeah. My son was born there. That's where I went to culinary school. One of my grandmas was born there. I lived there for a few years. Um, my uncle still lives in South City. I'm like, yeah, I spent plenty of time in San Francisco. That was where I used to go. Like when we'd take off, as you know, when we were teens and young mid 20s, and we'd take off to go to the city. We wouldn't go to Oakland. We'd go to San Francisco. I just preferred it, and you know, it's still got its issues, but it's a little less killy, is the way I always felt it.
Yeah, you probably weren't as welcome in
Yeah,
Oakland.
yeah. Which I lived in Oakland for a little while, which was crazy, right on 67th International, a few blocks from the Ville. Like it was gunshots all the time. And when I say I was the only cracker in the box, I mean it, you know.
Oh,
But it was cool. I mean, I had a couple buddies that were there, and so like no one fucked with me, and like because people like they're like, no, we know this white boy, it's cool, you know. So I lived there for a few months, and then I ended up moving back out of there. But yeah, San Francisco's always been my city, and I love it. But yeah, some of them hills are crazy steep, dude. Crazy steep.
not a great place to be if you're conservative, right?
No, I imagine not. I haven't been there in a while.
It just seems to only get more liberal as time goes on. So
Well, California is very liberal. It's very liberal, and I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, Gavin Newsom gets recalled. We'll find out. That'd be a step in the right direction, in my opinion. But that's neither here nor there.
Nova Scotia is a lot more conservative than California.
Is it? All
And,
right,
yeah,
I'm moving. I'm on my
yeah,
way.
like that. Yeah,
Shit.
it's
Let's
got
see
some
here.
nice beaches. The only thing is like it's the Atlantic Ocean, so it's really cold. And in July, the water's just loaded with jellyfish, so that's a bit of a drag. But
Oh yeah, you gotta
you know,
watch out for those guys.
yeah, in August it's cool. I mean, jellyfish they can't kill you or anything.
Are
But
the
it's
beaches are the beaches up there like rocky or sandy?
some are rocky and then some are not. They're also like nice white sand beaches. There's quite a mix. There's even beaches where it's like red clay. It's kind of weird. Like you can get a cottage there for really cheap, but on the other hand, the beach kind of sucks. So, but yeah, some people are making some serious bank by renting out their cottages, almost like like Airbnb is, right? But yeah, my mother and I and a family friend went down there, and yeah, we were renting a cottage for $500 from this elderly woman, and so she must have been cleaning up really well. It's a big industry, yeah. And they don't even have. I mean, in fact, you could probably just set up a trailer. You wouldn't even have to build a nice house or anything. Just set up a trailer by the ocean. You could make a lot of money doing that.
Oh yeah, dude. I always had this idea of getting a little certificate in scuba diving, and then going somewhere like the Caribbean or the Bahamas or something, and getting a little boat, and then taking American tourists scuba diving.
Yeah,
Right?
that's cool. But you really have to undergo a lot of training to do that, though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole course like to learn how to use the
To be an
equipment and
instructor. Yeah. There's a whole special instructor's course and all that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I figured, what the heck? It's like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd like to try that. That'd be really cool. The only thing
right?
is, like, it seems I would have to like lose a lot of weight first because fat floats. I don't know if you've found that, but I have.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
in some ways it's good. You can't drown. That's nice. But on the other hand, if you want to like go down deep, it's like you're really fighting against this
They got
buoyancy.
weight.
Yeah.
They got weighted belts and stuff, brother. You'll be fine, man. I
Oh
promise.
yeah, yeah.
We'll get you down there. I promise.
The oxygen. Yeah, I imagine the oxygen tanks are pretty heavy too, right?
Yeah, they're not light. Put that tank on you, a couple weighted belts. You'll go down, man. No problem. And then when it's time to go up, fuck. If you can't go up, we drop the belts. You're on your way, dude. You're good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah,
Screw it. We can get more belts.
yeah.
Uh, man.
And well, there's
I think that cookie's really kicking in now.
oh, it's good to hear you.
Yeah.
It's cool. They have boat tours around like Halifax Harbor. You can go whale watching. You can do that. And I went on like a pirate ship tour where you can blast off a cannon. I don't think it was real. I don't think it set off. I don't think it actually shot a cannonball, but it made a big sound, a big bang. But yeah, it was really cool seeing whales in real life. That's really neat. And seals. Seals will come up.
Nice. Yeah, I've been on a few little like boat tours around the coast, and been on some ferry boat rides and things like that across, peninsulas, and across the bay. And when I was growing up, there was a Camp Canocti, and they used to have the Princess Ferry would come out, and at the end of the camp session, there's this big dance that all those kids would get to go to, kind of like like high school, like 7th grade dance or whatever, 8th grade dance, kind of like one of those, but it's all the camp kids. And that was out on a boat on the lake. And so big old house, big old part, freaking like 3-story, yacht type thing. Not really a yacht. It's like it was an old paddle boat. It was real cool, man. And so I've been on a few stuff like that.
When you were homeless, did you ever hunt and fish for your food?
Well, yeah, didn't I ever tell you the time that I went spear fishing?
Spear fishing? I don't
Yeah,
think
I think we did when we were talking about white trash cooking, and it was the night that me and my buddy Ike
Oh,
we
well, you did mention possum pie, so I mean, maybe you
yeah
did get
yeah
that.
possum pie, yeah, but we made spears, and we went out and went spear fishing, and we poached some salmon out of the river over by where we were camping homeless, and we cooked that shit on that 3-tier barbecue I cut out of shopping carts.
Wow, bubble
Hell yeah.
stuff.
Hell yeah.
A bubble cube. Eh?
Oh yeah, remember and then because I mentioned how I cooked the asparagus in the hubcap,
Oh
and
yeah,
and then the rice pilaf in the old coffee can.
yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I find cooking fish is hard because it's like you got to watch it, right? You really got to stand there and watch it. You can't just leave it alone, you know?
Well, you got to watch it, but you do want to leave it alone while it's cooking. But you got to make sure your pan or your grill or whatever is super, 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 super hot, 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 hot. If it's not hot, then don't do it. Like, you put that bitch on high. People go, oh, but you can burn it on a high. Well, yeah, like you just said, Morgan. But that's why you don't stop watching it. You know what I'm saying? Put that shit on high, set it down, and make sure you got a little oil in there. Because if it ain't hot, hot, like burning. If it's medium, your fish is gonna stick. It's gonna stick. It's got to be super hot,
And
and you
it'll
just
fall
let it.
apart too, right?
Yep,
Like
yep.
yeah,
If that fish sticks, it's coming right apart. 'Cause that's real, flaky meat.
yeah, that's true. I mean, do you like barbecued fish?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like anything anyway. Have you ever had fish jerky? I had made some fish jerky out here on the smoker a while
I
back.
didn't
That
even
was
know
really
they
good.
made fish jerky.
Yeah, totally. You can make jerky out of anything. You just dried out meat is all it is.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, yeah.
A little
Do they
seasoning or whatever.
has someone made weed jerky by now?
Oh, I imagine so, bud. But you just gave me an idea.
Take a while.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah, I just
Yeah,
have
I
to. I
guess
mean,
you're
you can just
right.
season it and marinate it. I mean, you cook it low and slow, low enough. On the smoker at 160. You'll be fine. You won't cook that THC off, no problem. Uh,
You could
you
probably
could eat.
mix it with regular jerky, I guess. You know.
Yeah, you could. I don't know. Maybe use a tincture, marinate in a tincture for a little bit. I don't know how the alcohol would affect with the meat and the smoking, but I don't see why not. Because you take a tincture, which is alcohol and weed mixture, and marinate your meat in that for a little bit, and then you season it. Uh, Afterwards, just give it some flavor.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? And then smoke that bitch low and slow.
So so what is the most powerful strain of weed that you smoke? Do you smoke any indica, or is it?
Oh yeah, indicas, sativa hybrids. I smoke it all. Flowers, concentrates, waxes, um, pens. I got the pen on me right now, and what am I hitting in this pen right now? It's uh, it's a gelato. Um, Total cannabinoids. No, we want total THC. Total THC, 90.57%.
Holy fuck, that's a lot.
Yeah, yeah, but that's the pen. That's that or cartridges and stuff. And then but like the weed, I got this weed. What did I do with the? Oh, it's out there. Anyway, what's it called again? Shoot, I can't remember what it's called again. But it's like 28%, I think, right now. Flower,
Mm-hmm.
26%, I think. Um, but yeah, usually the waxes I smoke are in the range of 70 to 90, and then my flowers I try to get in the high to mid, or I should say mid to high 20s. If I can get it around 30, 31, 32, 33, I'm ecstatic, because the pens and the waxes and things, those are concentrates, so that's why they're you know it's concentrated so much, so much more potent. Good strong weed, you're getting around, anywhere from like 27 and up is pretty strong flower.
And you know what would be a really mean prank is to someone's high and they've got the munchies, and then you give them a really really spicy food, like painful spicy, like
like
JD Spyro spicy.
like one of them chips or something.
Yeah, something like that. They're like, oh yeah, thank God I'm eating, I get the munchies, and then, well, I don't know, I don't know if they'd feel it as much, but I'm sure they would. They'd feel it to some degree.
I don't know.
Like one of those
Probably.
peanuts, those tube of terror peanuts. Have you had those?
No, no. But like I have a feeling that like those wouldn't be that hot. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm just
Well,
crazy.
well, that Ethan kid was like really,
Yeah,
really
he didn't
touched
like
it.
that one. I saw that. Yeah, he didn't like that.
Stuck his tongue out to cool it off and shit. And yeah, that was funny.
If I think Jason did say he didn't want another one also, or maybe he did. Did he eat two?
I don't
I
know.
don't remember. I don't
I
remember.
think he wanted them to eat more than one, but clearly one was enough for Ethan.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Jason, he told me he saved the face melter for me when I come down.
the face melter. What's that?
You didn't see that one?
I didn't see that one. I didn't see them all.
Well, it's not one that he's done. He sent me a link to this other guy who did the face melter challenge, and Jason picked a couple of these peppers up, and he was trying to get me to come down originally to do it, and I was kind of like, I don't know, blah blah blah. But then I thought about it for a while, and then that's when you and I talked, and then I decided, okay, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Uh,
Well, you see, I feel like the best people to do those videos with, yeah, the person who loves that kind of spice, and then someone who hates it, someone who has just no ability to tolerate it at all, because that's way more entertaining to
yeah,
watch.
yeah, it is a good dynamics between the two of them.
Yeah,
All
like
right.
Ethan, he just can't really deal with any of it. So, like, I would be the perfect person to do that kind of thing, because I got these Anglo-Saxon genes, and we're not generally into spice. So we're not like Mexicans.
So there's a link to the YouTube uh, video that he sent me of the dude doing the face melter. It's this really crazy hot pepper that's got like some sort of like paste with seeds and shit all pasted all over it, and it comes in a box wrapped in caution tape, and there's like a freaking warning card that comes with it. You're supposed to like you're not even supposed to touch it without gloves on. And
so that's like painful, spicy. Like,
yeah, that's what it says. So
have you had it?
No, never once. But it's looking like Thursday. That's what I'll be doing. Well, not this Thursday, but next Thursday. Because like I said, that's what I'm going down to do the episode, and he's freaking on the JD's Firehouse Fire Report.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, he's got this thing, and so I mean, like I said, I figure he'd get me nice and stoned, give me some liquor drinks. I mean,
that's right. You guys who watch this show at the YouTube channel Leader One Studios, stay tuned because Ray is going to be in one of those JD's Firehouse videos. Maybe breaking out into a sweat. Who knows?
Who knows? I might even, scream like a girl, take my shirt off, take my clothes off, run around the house. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, don't touch it with your bare hands and then go and
right
because then you torture. My mother once made this homemade jalapeno sauce, and she wore latex gloves, but it still burned her hands. That's how potent those things are. Yeah. So I guess I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know if you have to do it with oven mitts or what.
Well, yeah, rubber gloves. Or the like kitchen safe rubber gloves, man. Like I just got some. Just gonna put some rubber gloves on, bud.
Yeah, her hands were fucking red, so
yeah,
it'll do that to her hands, Yeah.
Well,
on that note, I think we'll check out for this week. So this is Morgan Rector.
Oh yeah, and I'm fucking Raymond Hazen, man.
We've got your belly.
That's right. Now take it deep, cunts.
Yeah, all right. All right. Cheers.
All right, brother.